Hey, welcome to another edition of the Seat Shop install videos. Today we're going to be doing a driver bottom on a 2002 Chevy Tahoe. This seat also is the same from 2000 to 2002. I'm going to explain to you a couple of tools we're going to be using today. First is a couple of flathead screwdrivers, a Phillips head screwdriver, which I already have mounted on a drill, a 13mm socket that we already put on an impact wrench, which is not necessary. You can just use your standard ratchet wrench, and a pair of scissors that we'll get to later. Now, when you're taking the seat out of the truck, there's going to be 4 fasteners that hold it into the floorboard. The first and the front two is going to be a 15mm. Now, that bolt or that nut looks like a little funky star bit, but it's not. The 15mm works. We use it every day. It saves you from buying the $200 bit to take it out. Now, go ahead to get those front two out. Make sure the seat's in the back, all the way in the back position, exposing those 2 front nuts. Then go ahead and move the seat all the way to the forward position, and you'll see the same star funky bit again, but that's going to be your 11mm. Again, we use them every day. After those 2 are out of the back and the 2 are out of the front, go ahead and move the seat back to the middle position. Not all the way forward, not all the way back, right in the middle. And then go ahead and adjust the seat bottom all the way in the up position. Then you'll be able to flip the seat up and disconnect the power clips on the floorboard, from the floorboard connecting to this powered seat. Next step to do is remove this plastic panel that's on the side, as well as this knob right here that controls the back. There's going to be 4 Phillips head screws in here that hold the plastic panel on, and then 1 Phillips that holds the knob on. So go ahead and remove all 5 of those. And your last one's going to be in the back. Once you've got all those screws out, you'll be able to just slide that panel and work it out. The next thing to do is go ahead and work on this electrical panel. Go ahead and remove that. There's a few steps we need to do in order to first remove this lumbar knob. We're going to show you those here now. In order to get to that cable, for the lumbar cable, we're going to go ahead and take out these 2 13mm nuts that hold that seat pan onto the frame. This just makes it a lot easier to get to that cable. Go ahead and push it back to give you some room. And make sure that that knob is all the way in the down position, all the way in the relaxed position. Go ahead and pop that cable off, and then slide that cable out of the hole right there. With that lumbar cable taken off, that knob, you'll just be able to just pop that knob off. Then there's 4 screws that hold on this electrical panel. Again, your Phillips head screwdriver. Alright, once you got those 4 out, there's going to be an electrical clip that clips it to this switch right here. Go ahead and take you a Phillips head screwdriver. Pop that quick connect off. And the last step before we remove this seat bottom pan is taking the seat belt off. Take you a 3/4 inch drive or socket. Move that nut. Feed the seat belt through the cover, and we'll get this seat pan off. One last step before we get this seat pan off the seat frame is going to remove any electrical clips that are holding the seat pan onto the seat frame. Now, every seat can be different. It just depends on what power options you have, but every one of them is going to be quick connect, and every single one is going to be going back into the original way that you popped it off. You can't mix up any plugs popping them back on. So I'm going to go ahead and just take all these clips off. Go. And we've already taken off those 2 bolts before in order to get to that lumbar cable. So now that when you think everything's free, go ahead and slide the seat pan up, and you'll be able to separate that. All right, the leather cover is just held on by a series of these plastic clips underneath the seat pan. So go ahead and just take those off. I use a flathead screwdriver. Snap all these off. Be very careful of these edges if you're using your hands because they will cut you. They're very sharp. Back one. And this last long horseshoe clip here, just start at one end. Just unroll it. And once of those all undone, go ahead and flip it back on right side up. Just start at one corner. I like to start at the front here. Just unroll it, kind of like you're taking off a t-shirt. And here for the 2000 to 2002, these are going to be held on, all the seam lines are going to be held on with Velcro. There's going to be Velcro built into the foam, as well as corresponding Velcro on the seat cover. The new cover you're getting from us will have that corresponding Velcro already sewn onto the cover. And when you're pulling this Velcro off, make sure you push down on the foam Velcro. That way you don't just rip it off. All right, you got the cover off, and now it's time to take that new cover and get it reupholstered. All right, one quick tip for you is about the foam. Now, on that one side where you're sliding in and out, that foam's going to tend to really break down on you and really squish down. That's not going to be very good for the new cover. That cover needs some support from the underside. That way it doesn't roll over on itself and wear it out faster. Now, if it's really bad, you're going to go ahead and want to replace that. This customer right here opted to replace the foam, so we're going to go ahead and put a new foam on here and then reupholster it with a new cover.